Okay, Judy, so we're looking at Ocarolans Welcome, and my main point this week is to teach you measures 5, 6, 7, and then a pinch on measure 8. But before we do that, I want to give you a heads up on how to practice the measures we did last week. So the pickup measure is going to be totally fine. I think you'll be fine with that. But it's the next two that are the same. But I want to isolate the melodic part. So the A, M, A, okay? So that's C, D, E, first finger on C, pinky plays D, followed by E on the first string, and it's A, M, A. So it's A, M, A. Alright? A, M, A. Now truthfully, the actual rhythm is 2, 3. Alright? But I'd actually prefer it if you just kind of keep it really strict with eighth notes. 2 and 3, A, M, A. Once that feels good, put an A minor chord down and pinch, and then do your A on C, pinky, M, A. Alright? So it's a pinch, and then A, M, A. I'm letting go of that chord so you can see what I'm doing. If it feels good to keep it down, you should. You can go. Sorry. I keep messing that up. You're pinching with the low notes. And then A, M, A. Alright? It's hard to play and watch myself. I need to look down. It's the same thing on the next measure. So what you just did, you just do it over again. You pinch, and then it's A, M, A. And that should help you out a little bit. On the next measure, just focus on what that right hand is doing. M, A, M, M, A, yeah, M, A, M, A, M, I. Those are the 6 notes in that, without the pinch. M, A, M, A, M, I. And then when you go to play them, isolate them 2 notes of the melody at a time. So you're going to go D, E on M, A, M, A, M, A, and then add the next one, which would be D, C with M, A again. D, C, and then put them together. D, E, D, C, M, A, M, A. D, E, D, C, M, A, M, A. Alright? Then the last one is just M, I with an open B, followed by an A, which is M, I, M, I. And now you've got M, A, M, A, M, I. You know what I'm trying to say. 2 at a time, so they feel good and then connect to one another. As soon as that feels good, add that pinch in the beginning. M, A, M, A, M, I. I think it'll be great. The last measure, I thought you did awesome. Just make sure when you're going to do the open G, hammer on to the A, into the B, when you pinch the open E, it should be when you start that. So you actually end up pinching the E and the G at the same time, and then hammer on and slide up to B. So that's first beat. 1, 1. It's not quite the way it looks, okay? But it should be 1, 2, 3, like that, okay? All right, so we're at 3 minutes and 47 seconds, and we're now learning this week's lesson. Okay, measure 5 is an A minor chord, okay? The actual rhythm of it is 1 and 2 and 3. But because it's a chord, certain notes end up holding while the next one's being played. So it's not a straight rhythm as if like this. The actual melody would sound like this. Right? If it was a straight melody, just with individual notes. 1 and, what is it? 1 and 2 and 3. But because we're holding an A minor chord down, we're going to pinch with P and M. Open A, and then the first finger C. That's going to be P and M. That's the first beat. 1, and then the and of that is your index finger playing the A that you have down. So it's 1 and, 1 and. The next one's going to be 2 and, but the first part is moving your thumb up to play that E on the 4th string. So with what we just did, it's 1 and 2. Thumb plays the 4th string. 1 and 2. Alright? Then the and of that beat is just releasing your first finger. So you have 1 and 2 and take that index finger off. 1 and 2 and the last thing is the third beat. Just play the A on the third string. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. You saw me put my first finger back down. I didn't have to. 1 and 2 and 3. And if you listen, you hear lots of notes ringing. That's why. That's why the actual rhythmic stuff doesn't make any sense when you look at it on paper, because the C rings for a long time. The low A is ringing the whole time. The E starts ringing midway through, so that's why it's a little strange. As long as you can go 1 and 2 and 3 and hear that melody in there, you'll be fine. With an A minor chord down the whole time, just releasing that first finger C towards the end there. The next thing is really a G chord, but we're going to play it a little differently than we're used to. Third finger is going to play G, pinky is going to play D on the second string. Okay, this is the same rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3. Your right hand is going to do the exact same thing. It's just that the notes are a little bit different. So you're going to pinch to start off with. You're going to pinch those two notes, the low G and the D on the second string, with P and M. Okay, your index finger is going to play the and of the first beat, but on the G. So it's 1 and. All right, 1 and. Now this is a weird. I want to address this, but yeah, I'm gonna ignore what I was about to say. Anyway, you're gonna go P and M, and then an open G. All right. Then your thumb comes up just like you did in the measure before and plays the open fourth string. So you have 1 and 2, 1 and 2. There's an and to this beat, and it's that C on the second string. So you got to drop your first finger to play the and of that. Sorry, you have to take off your pinky and put your first finger down. Okay, so you end up with this 1 and 2 and like that. 1 and 2 and I would just, for right now, let go of everything to play that. Even though they're telling you to hold the G the whole time, don't worry about it. And the next thing you would do is an I finger on the open B. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, that's your G measure. So you have an A minor measure. Come on, Dean. All right, so back to back, you can hear how rhythmically they're the same. Okay, I'm playing them faster than they need to be played, but I want you to hear how rhythmically they're the same, even though they look ridiculous. Okay, the last thing, you can read this and be totally fine. You have an open A, first finger C. You're going to pinch them with P and M, and it's going to feel good to just drop your A finger on the open E. That's 1 and. All right, this all makes sense. When you see this rhythmically, it makes sense to your eye, to your hands, and everything. So when you see 1 and there, it's 1 and it's all right. The next thing you're going to do is drop your middle finger on E on the fourth string and hit an open E at the same time. So octaves E. Okay? So again, starting from the beginning of that measure, A and C together, P and M. That's 1 and then if you have an you just I'm playing this like an A minor chord, but you don't have to. You play an open A and a C. That's great. And then drop your second finger down for the E and open the E, like that. And the last thing is you're just going to play an M on the open G. The difference is rhythmically this is 1 and 2, 3. Okay? So A and C together, followed by an open E. So that's 1 and then go ahead and grab your low E and the middle E. That's 2, and then 3 is an open G. I keep putting down an A minor chord because my brain is seeing it and knowing that's what's happening, but you don't have to do that. You just need a C to start off with, and drop your middle finger down for the E, 2, and hit an open G. That's what you ought to do, okay? The last thing is just an A minor chord. Put an A minor chord down, but if you notice, it's the low A, then the E on the fourth string, then the A on the third string, and just pinch them P-I-M. And that finishes that phrase, okay? We're putting the C down, even though we're not playing it, because the pickup note happens after that, like that. We're ignoring that for right now, but if you get used to having an A minor chord down, it'll be pretty neat. All right, that's a long video here, so hopefully that answers your questions. But if you have any, let me know. Just isolate one measure at a time, you'll be fine. Have a good week.